Hi, welcome to the second video about building a side project in public. What's happened so far is that we kicked off the first edition of, this whole thing, this let's see where it's heading to. I was talking about the idea that we're actually going to build. Its project name so far was Coffee Circle, and it's about matching entrepreneurs with same interests in circles of three. So in circles of three, you're gonna make new connections, make new friends, eventually maybe start working on an idea. The project works in a way that you could simply visit a website, give your 3 fields of interest, and then get matched with 2 other people. You're gonna meet for a coffee and then see what happens. Cool. So from last week on, I would like to say a special thank you to those 2 people who started following me on Instagram, and just 1 person who subscribed on the YouTube channel, where I'm gonna publish these videos as well. Thank you at this point. Good. So if you've been checking out the website already, you're going to see that it looks like shit. I mean, let's be honest. It's kind of a crappy website. It doesn't look too fancy, but it serves a purpose. If you visit it and you would submit the form, you would get matched with other people. So it works, but of course it doesn't look too fancy, specifically on mobile. On mobile, you can see that it's really hard to figure out what this whole thing is really about, which actually led to a pretty high bounce rate. So this is something I have to improve here. The thing with MVPs is, you need to get out when it hurts. You shouldn't wait too long. And in the case of Coffee Circle, it serves a purpose and you can use the product and you're going to see how it works. But I mean, it's just super early and it's just, let's say, a quick hack of different services connected together. So the workflow actually is that if you submit your details on the website, you would then get matched with 2 other people by email, and then you can meet up. The services I use for building this landing page are called Carrd, which is the first service. This is the landing page builder. So with Carrd, it's super easy to build a website within what you see is what you get editor, so you don't need to know how to code whatsoever. You just use the elements and create the website you eventually want to publish. One handy integration of Carrd is with Zapier, which is the second service I'm using. If you don't know Zapier by now, you should definitely look it up. With Zapier, you can automate pretty much anything on the web. And in my case, I was using the form on the Carrd landing page to push the information to a Google Sheet. And in the Google Sheet, I was collecting all the submissions from entrepreneurs. And then I would match them myself. I would go through the list and see who has same interests. I would then create a new email, put everyone in CC and say, hey, you're matched. So let's meet up. And in this email, I added 3 proposals, like 3 times already on when to meet the others. This was working well so far. However, the ratio from match to meet was still rather low. There were 6 circles matched to date, and to my knowledge, only 2 of them met. And I was reaching out to the others as well, why they didn't meet yet. And they said, some emails seem to be going to spam, some other conversations are kind of dead, so nobody's following up on them. And I figured that this is something I have to work on. So in order to solve this problem, I will include very likely a link to some calendar form where people can fill in their dates they are free. So the matching process should get better then. But this is not the only problem I've been running into. There is a second one, and it's about the name. So Coffee Circle, as it seems, is already taken by a bigger company. I knew about that beforehand, but I thought, just to get some first insights, if this idea is really worth working on, I would just go ahead with it. And to be honest, the domain, I was already using it, owning it for 3 or 4 years already. So I said, let's spin up the landing page and let's go live with it. But at this point, I think it makes sense to use a different name that is not taken yet. So I was thinking of a new name, and I really wanted to have a .com domain. So what I came up with is mate.com. And at first glance, it might sound a bit weird, but I think it fits quite well. I mean, it resembles quite nicely the circles of three are matched. It's easy to remember, and it's .com. I mean, well, of course, there's nothing more to add to that. So what I'm going to do now is I will be rebuilding the landing page under the new design, under the new brand name. And once that is done, and once I'm going to improve the match to meet ratio, namely by adding a doodle link to this email, I will then move forward and promote the website, because how else are we going to gather some data? So that being said, if you check out the website already on mate.com, you can probably see already some progress I made. And if you're in Berlin, please submit your details. You will be matched soon with 2 other entrepreneurs who are just like you. All right. So follow me and get some updates on the next steps I'm going to take. Cool. See ya.